Om Sthapakaya cha dharmaisya sarvadharma sarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namah. I bow down to Sri Ramakrishna, who came to establish the eternal religion, universal religion, who was the embodiment of all religions, and who was the foremost among all avatars. I bow down to him again and again. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace be unto all. I have been asked to speak about Swami Adbhutananda, Latu Maharaj, by Swami Udarananda, head of the Ramakrishna Vedanta Society, Manila, Philippines. His birthday is on the 16th of February of this month. Actually, we do not know when he was born, but we just put a date so that we can observe his birthday. Swami Adbhutananda's life is very interesting, inspiring, intriguing. He was a real mystic. A real mystic is always communed with God and God consciousness. I was very fascinated when I read his Shatkatha when I was in school, in college. Such simplicity, natural openness, such renunciation, such purity are remarkable. Sri Ramakrishna wanted to demonstrate to this modern world, without education, completely no education, a person can be known a Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna demonstrated that through Latu Maharaj. Swami Vivekananda made a remark that he was Sri Ramakrishna's greatest miracle. When we read Latu Maharaj's life and teachings and reminiscences, we get inspiration. They touch our hearts. I remember when I was in Hollywood, Swami Prabhupada asked me, you know, each direct disciple should have a biography. And that biography should not be more than 200 pages. And that biography should have three things. First, his life. Second, his teachings. And third, reminiscences. So when I left Hollywood, I was, of course, working on that book, Swami Adbhutananda, How a Shepherd Boy Became a Saint. That was the model. I started to work on the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Anyhow, he was born in Chapra district in Bihar. His parents died when he was very young. He was raised by his uncle. When he was in early teens, 11, 12 years old, he and his uncle came to Calcutta. They knew one of their neighbors was working in Calcutta Medical College. They came to Calcutta for a job. So this friend of his uncle knew Ramchandra Datta, who was a household disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So find this teenager boy. Ramdatta hired him as a servant. He used to look after Ram's children. He used to go for shopping, buying groceries, cleaning. This kind of servant's job he got in Ramdatta's house in Calcutta. It was in 1879. Ramdatta first came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna. One day they were talking, so Latu, we shall call him Latu, Latu Maharaj. Latu got curious. Sir, will you take me to Sri Ramakrishna? So Ramchandra fulfilled his request and went to Dakshineshwar. Seeing him, Sri Ramakrishna says, Ram, where did you get this angel? He is not an ordinary boy. You see, Ram, there is some spring is covered by a big piece of rock. When you remove the rock, the water gushes out. So this boy is a spring of spirituality. It is covered by a stone. Latu returned to Calcutta, but his mind was with Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar. Latu, Ramdatta quite often used to send some sweets, some fruits for the master. Latu said, Sir, let me carry for you. So he used to carry those things to Sri Ramakrishna. And sometimes he wanted to stay in Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna said, my goodness, you are taking money and you have a job and you are serving me, you are supposed to serve Ram. No, sir, I want to serve you. Some people say that perhaps he was an incarnation of Hanuman. Tremendous service attitude. I want to serve you. I want to love you, I want to serve you. Eventually it became impossible for him to stay in Calcutta. Sri Ramakrishna sent him back again and again. Then one day he told Ramdatta's wife, Mother, I shall give up the job in your house. I shall stay with the master. Then Ramdatta's wife said, who will feed you? Who will clothe you? Well, I shall eat food from the temple prasad, but who will give you cloth? Rambabu will give me cloth. You will not work here, and how will Rambabu give you cloth? Why not? He loves me. Finding his guilelessness, simplicity, Krishna Preyoshi, Ramdatta's wife, was moved. So innocent. So Sri Ramakrishna asked Ram, what to do? Sir, you ruined his life. You took you took him away from me. What can I do? Let him stay with you. So Latu Maharaj stayed with Sri Ramakrishna, serving him. And Sri Ramakrishna was training him. Hey, come, let me give you some lessons. Learn the alphabet. He was teaching alphabet, Bengali alphabet. Ka, 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 ka. In Hindi, ka becomes ka. His mother tongue is Hindi. Sri Ramakrishna said, my goodness, how can I teach you? Yeah, no education for you. Sri Ramakrishna did not go to school. He is giving, he is educating his disciple. No education for you. One day Latu was tired, fanning Sri Ramakrishna. Hey, Latu, do you know whether God sleeps or not? I do not know, sir. God never sleeps. If God sleeps, the whole creation will be dissolved. He is wide awake and he is protecting his children all the time. That was a marvel. He was tired one evening and fell asleep. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him. I don't need your service, you go. Have you come here to sleep? Sir, forgive me. I shall not sleep. 2 years Latu Maharaj fought and conquered sleep at night. When I read that story, I thought, my goodness, what is called Guru Bhakti? Devotion for the Guru. Whole life he never slept at night. He died in 1920 and came in 1980 to 20, and 20 to 40 years, no sleep at night. Amazing person. These people would see sometimes he will cover his whole body with a cloth, chadar. People knew that he is not sleeping. Daytime he will sleep a little. Amazing. That story penetrated inside me. The true willpower of what one can do in his life. Latu, barefooted, a devotee gave him a pair of sandals. And Sri Ramakrishna, that sandal he used to keep outside the veranda. And Dakshineshwar had some jackals and some wild animals are there in the jungle. One day, early in the morning, Sri Ramakrishna was in the garden, in the flower garden. And Latu made a resolution that without seeing Sri Ramakrishna's face, he will not see anybody's face. He used to sleep in the veranda. So he came to Sri Ramakrishna's room, did not find him. So he put both of his eyes on his eyes and he was shouting, Apuni kuthai gelen? Master, where are you? Where are you? The Thakur shouted from the garden, which is outside on the bank of the Ganges, west side of Sri Ramakrishna's room. I am here. Sir, what are you doing? Well, the devotee gave you a pair of shoes. I saw only one piece of shoe is there, another piece is gone. I was thinking, but a jackal took away, so I am searching your shoes in the garden. Guru is searching disciples' shoes in the garden. Sir, please don't do that. It would be very, very inauspicious for me. It is bad for me. Please come back, come back. When I used to read that story, I was so moved, I cannot tell you. What is called love? How Sri Ramakrishna captured his disciples. through love. Sometimes Sri Ramakrishna used to make some fun with his disciples. He asked Rakhal, Brahmananda, Rakhal, prepare some visual role for me. Sir, I cannot do it. Latu Maharaj said, my goodness, Master is asking, requesting, and you are denying. What is the matter with you? If you wish you do it, I shall not do it. Rakhal said. So both was verbal exchange was going on, and Sri Ramakrishna was smiling. Then Sri Ramakrishna was telling, in the meantime, Ramlal, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, arrived. Thakur was telling Ramlal, could you see this Rakhal and Lecho, they are fighting. Among them, who has more devotion? Ramlal says, Rakhal has more devotion. Latu became upset. He is denying, he is not serving the Master, and he has more devotion than me. I always obey the Master. Then Thakur said, yes, he has more devotion because he denied me. His love is so intense that he denied me. And I saw you become angry. That is the reason you were defeated. Rakhal become angry. How Sri Ramakrishna used to play with his disciples. Sir, I shall never be angry in my life. You know how these disciples obeyed their teacher. Sri Ramakrishna, I sometimes say Dakshineshwar is a lab, spiritual lab, where Sri Ramakrishna used to train his disciples. At night time, he used to give very little food. Go, you meditate in Shiva temple, you meditate in Krishna temple, you meditate in Kali temple, you meditate in Panchabhuti. He used to send his disciples. Then 2:30, 3 o'clock, they used to come back and sleep. Some would sleep on Sri Ramakrishna's floor, some on the veranda. One day, Latu was meditating on the bank of the river. It was daytime. And high tide came, half of his body under water, but no consciousness. Then Swami Adbhutananda, Gopalda came, gave the news. Master ran. He pulled his disciple from water and brought back. We have never heard such type of deep meditation. One day, Latu Maharaj was meditating in the Shiva temple. And it was lunchtime, Latu did not come. Master is inquiring about him. Someone says that he is in Shiva temple. So Sri Ramakrishna went there, saw that Latu was perspiring. He brought a palm leaf fan from his room and asked Ramlal to bring a glass of water. So he was fanning his disciple, Latu. Then Latu slowly came back to his consciousness and asked, Master, why are you fanning? Hey boy, you are tired. You should drink this glass of water. It is lunchtime, you did not eat. Come, come. Sri Ramakrishna said that his Kundalini awakened. He was out of this world. He was in Samadhi. One day, devotee came from Calcutta, and Latu Maharaj, he was pestering Sri Ramakrishna. So Latu Maharaj told the harsh words to him. So he left. Sri Ramakrishna heard the whole thing. Then when the devotee left, Sri Ramakrishna said, people come to me for a little peace, for joy. And you use harsh words, so he left. You didn't do right. You go to Calcutta and apologize. Guru's order. Next day he went to Calcutta and apologized to that householder devotee. He said, why you have come 5-6 miles from Dakshineshwar? Why have you come? The master sent me. Sorry, I hurt you. Please forgive me. So he came back. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, did he forgive you? Yes, sir. But did you give my salutation to him? No. Go back again. Again 6 miles. Come back. And he went, Master sent his salutation to you. That devotee burst into tears. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, when he came back, now your all that misgiving, that bad karma is gone. How Sri Ramakrishna trained his disciples. You know, Swamiji had a desire that all disciples of Ramakrishna, what kind of spiritual instruction they got from Thakur should be recorded. But it was not done. How Sri Ramakrishna gave spiritual instruction to each disciple should be recorded. But it was not done. So anyhow, that is the reason I worked on those books. I think we have 11 or 12 books, reminiscences of the disciples. Each disciple told reminiscences about Sri Ramakrishna. From there we got some information. So anyhow, Latu Maharaj got training. One day, Latu Maharaj was meditating in Panchavati. Thakur said, hey Leto, on whom you are meditating? That person is making dough in Nahabat, working hard. Go, get up. Sri Ramakrishna took Latu Maharaj to Holy Mother in Nahabat. He was the first disciple introduced to Holy Mother. Mother, he said to Mother, this boy is very pure and very simple, very guileless and very direct, straight. He will make dough for you and make chapati for you and cleaning, dishwashing, shopping, whatever, this boy will do for you. Bas, Latu got passport, access to Holy Mother. Only 2 disciples had access, Latu Maharaj and Buddha Gopal, senior Gopal. These 2 persons had free access to Holy Mother, none else. So, one day Sri Ramakrishna told a story, Jotila. It is in the Gospel of Ramakrishna, that he was a son of a poor widow. He went to his school to the teacher and teachers some ceremony and asked that every disciple should bring something to him. So he is so poor, he could not get anything. So he asked his mother. The mother says, in the forest there is a Madhusudan, Dada, another name of Krishna. So you call Madhusudan Dada will give something to you for your teacher. So he was crying in the forest, "Oh Madhusudan Dada, oh Madhusudan Dada, brother Madhusudan." So Krishna appeared. "But I have nothing to give to my teacher, please give me something." So he gave him a pot. So taking this pot, a pot of milk, give to your teacher. So he went to the teacher. He brought one pot of milk only. But sir, have this milk. So Guru emptied the pot, again the pot was full. Emptied the pot, again the pot was full. Lot of milk. Well, where did you get this pot? Well, Madhusudan Dada. Madhusudan Dada, Krishna gave you? Well, yes. So he went to the forest. "Could you show me?" Well, of course. Madhusudan Dada helps me every day when I go through the forest and come to the school. The teacher was moved. He went to Latu to the forest. And Latu was crying. Madhusudan Dada did not come. Then Latu was scared. That boy, Jotila, his name. Jotila was crying. Madhusudan did not come. Then he said, "This teacher will think that I am a liar, please." Then Madhusudan, from a distance, a voice came. "You are pure, so I appeared before you. Your teacher is not pure, so I shall not appear." Bas, teacher left. That story in the gospel, Latu Maharaj heard. Bas, at 3 o'clock in the jungle of Dakshineshwar, he was crying, "Oh Madhusudan Dada, oh Madhusudan Dada, brother Madhusudan." It was recorded. Went and saw a young disciple of the master crying for Madhusudan. You know how we sometimes complain we are not getting any spiritual experience. This kind of people get a spiritual experience. Faith in Guru. Amazing. And anyhow, Sri Ramakrishna became sick, cancer, moved to Calcutta. Latu always went there. Because he has no family, no bondage, nothing. Kashipur. From Shampukur to Kashipur. Latu is always there. So Sri Ramakrishna was lamenting. "My health condition is such, I shall not be able to go to the bathroom, toilet. They will have to bring some commode in my room. Who will clean it?" "Sir, मैं तो मस्तूर है. I am a sweeper, sir. I shall clean the toilet." मैं तो मस्तूर है. All disciples laughed. That was that innocence, you know. How much love he had for his Guru. Sri Ramakrishna passed away 16th August 1886. His body was cremated in Kashipur cremation ground. Latu went there. If you read his reminiscences, what a vivid account he described. When the funeral pyre was burning, Swami Maharaj, Swami Ramakrishna Vedanta was fanning the funeral pyre. Then he put all ashes into a copper urn, carriage to Kashipur, put on Sri Ramakrishna's bed, and continued to worship as Sri Ramakrishna was leaving. Then Holy Mother left for pilgrimage for 1 year. Latu went with Holy Mother. Then in Vrindavan he stayed few months. Then he came to Calcutta, most probably January or February 1887. Then Swamiji said, "Hey, Latu, we have all taken monastic vows. You will have to take monastic vows." But before these monastic vows, Thakur gave him a ochre cloth and a rosary in Kashipur. As you remember, the 12 disciples got rosaries, 11 monastic and 1 Girish. So this Latu Maharaj's this ochre cloth which Thakur gave and the rosary, I found in Banaras. In 1977, when I was traveling, I took those pictures of that thing. I showed it in my book. This cloth and this rosary Sri Ramakrishna gave to Latu Maharaj. Amazing. So Swami, he agreed, yes, I shall take monastic vows. Swamiji conducted the home of fire and gave him a name, Adbhutananda. Adbhuta means Adbhuta, sometimes wonder. Sometimes a strange word, sometimes has not a good connotation in English. Strange, Adbhut, miraculous, phenomenal. That way we understand Adbhutananda. Everything is Adbhut. Then in the Baranagar monastery, the disciples are debating that, hey, Thakur loved me. Others they say, Thakur loved me more than you. In this way they have a fight, that who got maximum love for the master. The Latu Maharaj made a comment, my goodness, you boys, Latu Maharaj actually older than most of them, and Latu Maharaj was the first disciple of Sri Ramakrishna who came to Thakur among the monastics from 1879-80. So what happened, he said, brothers, let me tell you, the master did not leave any money or real estate or a property. If he would leave these things, you boys would fight for that. And all burst into laughter. But you will fight, my guru's property I shall get. So you would have legal battle. I'm glad master did not leave any worldly possessions. Master did not leave any worldly possessions. Aim quite often used to say, Pitar Oishwarya Putre Pai. The father's wealth is inherited by his children. So Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual wealth, the disciples inherited. That is a beautiful way to understand. So one day he saw Swami Chetanananda was reading books, philosophy and this and that, scripture. Latu Maharaj made a comment, hey Sharad, have you come here to read? Is there any examination that you are going to appear? Brother, we all have to read. But master did not read. You boys are reading books in the monastery. What is the matter with you? Thakur did not read any books. Brother, Sharad Maharaj said, his case is different. It is the Divine Mother supplied. The Divine Mother supplied all of his wisdom. But Sharad Maharaj replied, but you know, Master said, those who want to teach others, they will need some book knowledge and scriptural knowledge. Then Latu Maharaj said, well, you boys do whatever you want to. He was telling how people understand spirituality. Latu Maharaj went for pilgrimage, Puri. Seldom he prayed two things from Jagannath. Lord, I have two prayers, please fulfill. First prayer is, whatever I eat, let it be digested. There should not be any stomach problem. And second, may I not travel too much, may we stay in one place. Later some disciples, their devotees asked, Maharaj, why did you pray those things to Lord Krishna, Lord Jagannath? Listen, I am a monk. I live on alms. I go to the devotees' house, whatever they give, I eat. But if I cannot digest that food, if I have a stomach problem, then I cannot concentrate. So I prayed for the power of digestion. And another prayer is, you know, you boys are traveling, this and that, it needs money. But I do not ask money from anybody. So let me stay in one place. So that I am not going to beg money from the devotees that I want to go for pilgrimage. So in Calcutta, sometimes he used to meditate on the bank of the Ganges. When there was a rain in the Calcutta, you have not seen that area. They call it that port railway, you know, railway wagon carries the goods and they put into the ship in the boat. So some empty wagon, when there is a rain, he used to sleep there. And one day he found he was taken to Chitpur yard. Then again he came back to his place. Another day he was meditating. Some people brought hay for the cows. The boat anchored on the Ganges Ghat. So he went on the top of the hay. He was meditating. So the boatmen came and found they want to unload it. They found a holy man was meditating. He was very strange. And sometimes he used to go later, he used to meditate, he used to stay in Boshumati printing house. Upendranath Mukherjee, Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, who preached Sri Ramakrishna for money, and Sri Ramakrishna blessed him. He will be very rich. So in 166 Bowbazar Street, I used to go there to buy books. He's very famous. He became very rich. Lot of publications. He has scripture, then daily newspaper, quarterly newspaper, annual newspaper, weekly newspaper. He has all kinds of publications. Boshumati. I met Upen Babu's wife, who met Sri Ramakrishna in 1970 in Banaras. At least I can say that I saw two persons who met Sri Ramakrishna. Ramendra Sundar Bhakti Tirtha and this Upen Babu's wife. These two persons met Sri Ramakrishna. So I met them. At least I can say. So Upen Babu, time to time, used to give some money to buy food, and he used to stay there and meditate. Strange. Then when Swami Vivekananda came in 1897 to India and they started Ramakrishna Mission. Latu Maharaj opposed. Brother, why did you bring these activities? Master, it is not, Sri Ramakrishna says, first realize God. It is not necessary for this work and activities. Swamiji scolded him right and left. You are a dumbbell. You are stupid. You have no so, it is not for you. It is for the future generation. They will need some work. This and that, anyhow. They always remember, I wrote a long article that two disciples opposed Swamiji, Yogananda and Adbhutananda, against Ramakrishna Mission. And aim did not approve. Otherwise, everybody approved. I wrote a long article on that. Anyhow, then Latu Maharaj later on was convinced what Swamiji said. Then Latu Maharaj went for pilgrimage with Swamiji, went to Kashmir. What happened in Kashmir? In Kashmir, you can hire a boat. One side of that boat, that Muslim boatman and his family live, other side they rent. And they will take you any place in the lake, Dal Lake. So seeing the women in the boat, Latu Maharaj said, I am not going to stay here. Swamiji said, my goodness, I am going to stay. I will be here, don't worry. So Latu Maharaj stayed. Then another day, what happened? Swamiji asked the young daughter of the boatman, give this betel roll to that holy man. He saw that the young girl is bringing betel roll. He jumped from the boat into the water. And he does not know how to swim. He jumped into the water. Then Swamiji, I could not understand that it would go so far. Swamiji rushed and they, with the help of the boatman, lifted him up from the water. It was so hilarious. Then he understood Swamiji was making some practical joke with him. I shall tell you one story which I heard from Swami. I shall tell two stories right now by Swami Vijayananda, who was in charge of Argentina Center. In 1968, he came to Advaita Ashrama and told this story, and I recorded it. It is in my book. Vijayananda, at that time, Swamiji, Latu Maharaj was in Banaras. Latu Maharaj did not stay in the ashram because his routine is unpredictable. Sometimes may eat at 10 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes no food. What he will do, nobody knows. But his attendants should always watch him, that when he's up, we shall have to feed him. He could not stay in the ashram. Ashram has a routine. So what happened, one day Pashupati Maharaj, Vijayananda went and said, Maharaj, how are you? I'm all right. So Vijayananda ji says, Maharaj, Latu Maharaj says, Vijayananda, hey Pashupati, তুই বিশ্বনাথ দর্শন করতে যাস? Hello Pashupati, do you go and visit Vishwanath, Lord Shiva? No Maharaj, Vishwanath is all right with you, it is a piece of a stone. I do not go there. What? Vishwanath is a piece of a stone. Yes, Maharaj. To you is God. To me it is a piece of a stone. তুই গঙ্গা স্নান করিস? Do you bathe in the Ganges in Banaras? No, Maharaj. Ganges water is muddy water, unclean. তুমি হাসপাতালে জলে স্নান করো. You bathe in hospital water. Swamiji, Latu Maharaj is not like a Ramakrishna Mission hospital. You, you bathe in clean water of the hospital. Yes, Maharaj. Latu Maharaj became very grave. He did not say anything. After a couple of days, Swami Vijayananda, Swami Mukundananda, another three, they're friends. They went to Banaras, Ganges Ghat, and they're watching the sunset. All of a sudden, he saw like a fog rising from the Ganges and took the form of the Shiva and then disappeared, melted in the sky. He saw, and then he was shivering. Then his friend grabbed him. He did not say what happened. Then while returning to the ashrama, they said, Vijayananda said, let us go and visit Latu Maharaj. He came to Latu Maharaj, he was lying down, covering his body with a chadar, cloth. Hey Pashupati, ki dekhili? Hello Pashupati, what have you seen? Maharaj, it is your grace. Hare beta, hamara grace kuch nahi hai, wo Vishwanath ji ka grace hai. It is not my grace, it is the Vishwanath Lord Shiva's grace. Now Vishwanath darshan korte jabi to? Now will you go to see Vishwanath? Yes, Maharaj. Ganga Snan bhi korelis. First bathe in the Ganges. First bathe in the Ganges. That's a story he told me. Another story he told that Latu Maharaj was with Swamiji in Lahore, in Punjab. There Swamiji gave a famous lecture on Vedanta. Swamiji said, hey Latu, you will have to go with me. Brother, I shall not go with you. তুমি তো আংরেজিতে বলবে, আমি তো আংরেজি জানি না। You will speak in English. I do not know English. No, you will have to go with me. Are you not my brother? Oh, to ठीक बात है. That is all right, I am your brother, but no, you will have to go with me. Then Latu Maharaj said, भाई, हमारा तो silk and dress तो नहीं है. And I do not have silk gown as you have. I do not have good dress. So Swamiji went and brought one of his dresses and put around him. But Swamiji Tamacho Lamba, when Swamiji was taller than me, the dress went down below my feet. Then Swamiji lifted my cloth up and tied around my waist so that it can fit, you know. Then I said, Bhai, हमारा तो पुगड़ी नहीं है. I do not have turban. So Swamiji made a turban on my head. Then again I went to Swamiji. I said, Swamiji, I shall not go. Well, why? That we white English people, white American English people will go with you. I shall not go with you. No, you will have to go with me. But then I shall sit on the coachman on the top. In the horse carriage, did you see coachman sits on the top? I shall sit on with the coachman. But then, no, you will have to sit with me. So Swamiji went. Then Swamiji gave a lecture in Lahore. Swamiji, the Vedanta Keshwari Chilan Janish to. Swamiji was a roaring lion of Vedanta. He was lecturing. And he was so fired. He hit on the table and some flower vases fell down. Then after the lecture, Swamiji, that lecture, I think 2-3 hours lecture, long lecture, Vedanta, which is incomplete, was volume 3. Then Swamiji came back. But he said, Lecho, could you understand my lecture? Huh? I understood your lecture. To me, you did not say anything new. What do you mean? What Buddha, Shankara, Master said, you reiterated their words. You did not say. Swamiji said, you are the only person who has understood my lecture. You did not say anything. In this connection, I remember a story of Mark Twain. Mark Twain went to a church and listened to the sermon and told the pastor, the minister, you gave the sermon, but you did not say a single word original. Everything you borrowed. The minister became mad. What? I worked hard and prepared this new sermon, and you were criticizing me that I did not say anything new? But exactly. I can prove it. I shall send a book to you from where every word you have, you took everything from them, from that book. Next day, Mark Twain sent an unabridged Webster dictionary to the minister. Whatever you said, every word is in that dictionary. Funny. I still remember that story. Then Swamiji made the rules in Beluma. That everybody will have to do exercise, dumbbell, barbell. Latu Maharaj went to him, brother, in this old age, no more dumbbell, barbell. I cannot do it. All right. Then Swamiji made a rule that every monk will have to get up at 4 o'clock after wash, come to the shrine and meditate. Latu Maharaj packed his clothes and about to leave the monastery. Where are you going? Brother, you might have a wonderful mind that your mind will say, 4 o'clock, meditate. My mind does not go that way. I cannot follow those rules. That, hey mind, you meditate at 4 o'clock. My mind does not go that way. All right, you leave. Then, when he was leaving, Swamiji called him back. Come back. Stay. This rule is not for you. How Swamiji flexible. That man is meditating all the time. At 4 o'clock you will have to sit. You know, that is the beauty of the Ramakrishna order. Tremendous freedom. No regimentation. In the Catholic monastery, all these things are very regimented. Rules. No. There are some exceptions are there. This story I heard from Swami Dhireshanandaji. It is in the book. Latu Maharaj went to hear a lecture. A class on the Katha Upanishad. The last verse of the Katha Upanishad, Yama says, Ongushya matra purusha. The size of the Atman is less like a thumb, which is inside the heart of each human being. But those who are knower of Brahman, they know how to separate that Atman from the body. Like a stalk from the blade of grass. I wrote down this. Purusha or the Atman dwells in the hearts of human beings. Let a man separate him from the body as one separates the tender stalk from a blade of grass. But you will learn how to separate the Atman from the body. The knower of Brahman knows it. Latu Maharaj, zero education, does not know Sanskrit at all, and that Pandit is explaining the Sanskrit. And Swami Sudhir Maharaj was with him. Hey Sudhir, Pandit ঠিক বলেছে. Hey Sudhir, this Pandit said the right thing. Again, Sudhir, Pandit ঠিক বলেছে. Again, Sudhir, Pandit ঠিক বলেছে. In the class he started to shout and tell the Sudhir. Sudhir Maharaj said, Maharaj, let us go now back. Came to the ashram, came to Balaram Mandir. At night time to time, he got up and said, hey Sudhir, that Pandit said the right thing. He's comparing his own experience, that how to separate the Atman from the body. This is the sign of a real mistake. Sometimes if people are depressed, I tell them, read the teachings of Latu Maharaj. That how a shepherd boy became a saint. Read his teachings portion. Somebody came and said, I have lost. Lost? Carry a picture of Sri Ramakrishna in your pocket. When lust comes, watch his eyes, his face. Your lust will disappear. A couple of things I shall tell about Latu Maharaj, just the way he taught. Maharaj, how to serve God. Then he says, there is a garden, a rich man has a garden, has an orchard. In that orchard, 2 gardeners. One gardener used to do his duties. Another gardener one day found a ripe papaya in the tree. He picked it up because otherwise the birds will peck and it will fall and it will be rotted. He was telling that when you are worshipping God's thing you are giving to God. That he was telling. So, when the owner of the garden came during weekend, this gardener brought this papaya and gave to him. Master, this is a ripe papaya I got in the tree. Please take it. Now the owner of the garden knows this garden is mine, this papaya tree is mine, this papaya is mine, belongs to me, and this servant is my paid servant. So he gave my papaya to me. No. There is something extra going with papaya. It's thoughtfulness and love. That person will say, I do not care, I get my salary, let the papaya be destroyed in the tree. No. Your thoughtfulness and your love for the master, that is the most important thing in a spiritual life. And second story also, it moves me. Some people say, oh, so much responsibility, I feel so heavy. Family, especially those who are householders, wife, children, job, this, that. If you feel heaviness on your shoulder, Latu Maharaj told them, do you know what? If I ask you carry 2 buckets of water and put it in the garden, you will say, oof, so heavy, I cannot carry. So heavy, I cannot carry. But when you go to the swimming pool or a pond, you dive below, perhaps 100 buckets of water above your head, but you do not feel that heaviness. You do not feel that heaviness. 100 buckets water on you above your head in your swimming pool or in the pond. Similarly, he says, if you take God in your life and live in God consciousness, you will never feel that burden on your shoulder. Life will be very smooth. Maharaj, tell us, we have not seen God. You are asking that God, serve God and love God. We have never seen God. You are asking us to see God, love God. Latu Maharaj said, you want a job? Yes. What do? You write all your biodata, all of your experiences, everything you send to the owner of the company. And they have a personnel, they will hire you, they will interview. Owner will not, you will not see the owner. His people will interview you, will find that you say that I have these qualifications, I have this experience, please hire me, I want to serve you. That is the way you get a job. Correct? Yes. Similarly, write an application to Sri Ramakrishna or God that these are my qualifications. I have devotion, I have love, I have faith, I have sincerity, I have purity, all these things. That is your qualifications. You write down and put it to God. Then he says, the moment you get a job, perhaps you do not know the owner. One day the owner will come to check. The manager will show the owner all departments, CEO, and then, sir, this is the accountant we recently hired. He is a very good accountant we hired for our company. So the owner will see you and you will see the owner. But you got to see the owner after you got the job. But before that you did not see the owner. Before job you only heard the name of the owner, but you have never seen him. You know, the way he talked, this illiterate, you have 100% illiterate, only Thakur says, Vedanta will burst forth from your lips. People marvel that why did you get such wisdom? Guru's grace. Sri Ramakrishna demonstrated. Here is my disciple, no education, no a Brahman, a great teacher. We are really indebted to Chandrasekhar Chattopadhyay, who recorded his reminiscences, a big volume. Marvelous book. Anyhow, I told you, oh my goodness, I passed more than an hour. Sri Ramakrishna told him, look, Latu, here God exists. Do not forget him. How can I forget someone who loves me so much? Sri Ramakrishna's love. Made him a saint. Grace of Guru. Vasatoma sadgamayo, tamasoma jyotirgamayo, mritturma amritam gamayo, avirabirma yedhi, rudrajate dakshinammukham, tenapam pahi nityam, om shanti, shanti, shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. peace, 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 peace.